On this edition of River Tales, we'll celebrate the 75th anniversary of Kent Library on the campus of Southeast Missouri State University. Now in its 5th year, the Faultline Film Festival presents awards to student filmmakers for their creative excellence. We'll meet the coordinators of the festival and the student directors of the short films. And we'll visit with a student from Saudi Arabia and find out how he's adapting to our culture. Stay tuned to River Tales. River Tales is sponsored by Southeast Health.
In the world of healthcare, 2014 brought many new questions. You need people on your side to help you find answers. Southeast Health is here. From wellness and diagnosis to treatment and rehabilitation, we bring it all together to bring you simpler solutions for healthcare. Call us or visit sehealth.org/simpler. Southeast Health. The difference is how you're treated.
I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. You're not going to find any better facility, and you're not going to find any better doctors or staff members either. Everyone that's been through treatment has a rock there in that garden. I said, in this place, find care, compassion, hope, healing, and love. It's obvious that they care. I can't praise them enough. I'm their biggest fan.
We actually, last year, were sitting in a staff meeting and realized that the 75th anniversary was coming up. The building was dedicated in 1939, and so that would make this year, 2014, the 75th year of the actual dedication of the building. My name is Roxanne Dunn, and I'm the Special Collections and Archives Librarian at Kent Library. We wanted to recognize all the work and the impact that the library has had on campus and the community the past 75 years, and obviously a big part of that is Sadie Kent. And so we decided that staff meeting to form kind of an ad hoc committee, which I was the chair of, and we basically planned out events every couple months. And we've had a lot of events this past fall semester. 2 actual events on the day of the anniversary. The first is a party for students to kind of just come by and celebrate during common hour from noon to 1. We're going to have cupcakes available for them, celebrate like birthday cake. And we hope that they'll hang out. There's a bunch of displays that we've got up celebrating Kent Library's 75 years.
The library is a big part of campus life, and every student goes in here, and that's been happening for 75 years, and I think that's really cool.
Our more formal event is the evening time from 6 to 9 p.m., where we'll be having 3 community speakers come and kind of put Kent Library in context for us. Dr. Hamblin, Dr. Bierk, and Dr. Nickel are going to speak about Kent Library and how it's shaped the university through time and our community as well.
The favorite part about this anniversary has been what this means to people. This library is the heart and soul of this university. And it means so much to so many people. And as you can tell by the people we've had here, they transcend generations, from old to young. So it's been very meaningful to me to see how many people who really love this building and what it's all about come back and truly celebrate the 75th anniversary.
For me, it's a lot of the memories because I worked here. I worked at the front desk and I worked in the cataloging department. I was minoring in library science, and so I spent a lot of time here in this library, and I have just a lot of memories of this place. I watched them paint the mural on the wall from the very beginning to the very end, so I've had a lot of memories.
I think one of the things about Kent Library that interested or fascinated me the most was kind of the more I learned about Sadie Kent and her dedication and her kind of lifestyle choice that women had to make in the 30s and 20s and 30s about, you know, choosing kind of career versus getting married and having a family. And Sadie Kent obviously chose the career route. But the most interesting and fascinating thing to me was that she was so involved in every kind of aspect with the new building and acquiring it. When we look at the records of Kent Library that we have in the archives, Sadie Kent's mark is all over those records. I mean, very little got done without her. She was just dedicated to her craft, and she's a real inspiration to librarians now. So it's very interesting and very proud that, I have Sadie's legacy before us.
I know about Sadie Kent and her journey to get this building to even exist and to be a research building and to have all the documents and make it like an actual center for research here at the university. She just seemed like a really awesome lady who got things done, which I think is awesome.
We'll also be doing the grand unveiling of the Bonnewitt windows that we recently had reinstalled. So we're very excited that people can finally see those. They're going to be permanently on display as long as Kent Library is there. Those windows will be there. In October, we actually had Miss Gay Walker come. She's a special collections librarian at Reed College in Portland, Oregon, and she's done extensive research on G. Owen Bonnewitt, who is the artist who did the 45 stained glass panels that we've reinstalled back in Kent Library. Those 45 panels were commissioned by Sadie Kent. Bonnewitt was a very famous artist at the time, and so it was a very, very prized possession for Kent Library to have these 45 pieces. And so Miss Walker came and talked to us about the history of our windows specifically, and then she did talk a lot about Bonnewitt as an artist and what his life was like and how he lived his life. So that was very interesting.
The unveiling of the stained glass is a very special, we've been building up to this for quite some time. The stained glass has been put away as one of those little treasures that were put back off to the side, and the ability to go ahead and have it refurbished and put it onto public display and allow people to help celebrate this success through the buying an honorarium for the stained glasses. It's just like the top of the entire evening.
Well, I'll tell you what, with the stained glass, if anyone has any knowledge about stained glass, it's not the colored style. It's not the rich, colorful reds or blues or golds. It's very unique and it's very artistic. So I think once they see that, they're going to be drawn to it. If you look up very close to detail to that, you can't help but walk away to be impressed with that.
The two main collections that are in that room are the Louis Daniel Brodsky William Faulkner collection, and that collection was acquired in 1989. It's about, obviously exists solely about William Faulkner. Brodsky was a huge Faulkner enthusiast and collector and avid researcher as well about Faulkner. And there are many first editions of Faulkner novels in that collection. There's the Joseph Blattner papers, and Blattner was Faulkner's biographer. So those are obviously very interesting to researchers for them to use and get more in-depth information about Faulkner. And there's lots of great photographs of William Faulkner in that collection as well. The second large collection that we have in our rare book room is the Charles Harrison Rare Book Collection. Harrison was a big benefactor to the university, and in the 1940s, upon his death, he donated his collection of 800 rare and unusual books to Kent Library. I think there's quite a bit for us to look forward to with Kent Library in the future. We certainly have seen libraries change over the last 10-15 years in terms of becoming more inviting spaces for students. You see a lot of libraries go to more collaborative and kind of open spaces. We want students to come and hang out and do your work there, while still keeping a very serious research side and making sure they have access to all the stuff that they need to do their projects and things like that.
I hope that today's students will honor the traditions that this university has. And this stained glass is just one example of many across this campus. But understanding what this institution stands for. It's not about just staying here for 4 years and getting a degree. It's about evolving and helping mature lives and helping people grow into their chosen fields. And these traditions that we are unveiling tonight really are the cornerstones of that type of feeling.
The Faultline Film Festival is an annual festival here on the campus of Southeast Missouri State that involves student filmmakers from not only our university, but universities from across the region. We've had entries from Iowa, Kentucky, Kansas, Tennessee. This year we had 31 entries from 8 different universities across the region. We had films in different categories like drama and comedy, mystery, suspense, and this year for the first time we had a category called Other, which just fits films that defy categorization. I thought the films this year were great. We had a fantastic variety of films this year. We had our first musical.
I'll tell you, Mustache Mister, I sure liked it a lot. The storyline was great, the lead actor.
So we had a lot of really unique films in this festival, and the quality, as always, is exceptionally high. The festival is a great opportunity for filmmakers in our department especially to have their work seen in front of a large audience, to get feedback on their work, and really just to get acknowledgement for all the hard work that they do.
I think a cool part of the Faultline Film Festival for students is the fact that if you enter something and are recognized, you can put that on a portfolio and you can walk away with recognition. My name is titled Unexpected, and it's about a guy who realizes he's living his last day, and it just follows him throughout that day from beginning to end. I wanted to try and challenge myself to write something that was fictional, but also had actors giving genuine portrayals of the way people feel normally.
So, Eye of the Beholder started out as, essentially I wanted to make a documentary, and I've always had very strong views on beauty and how it's depicted in society, and I just kind of wondered if people felt the same way, and so it started with me just asking people if they wanted to come and talk about beauty, and then it just spiraled into what it became. And it was fun because I planned it, but it was a lot of winging it, and then it fell together into what it was, and I was happy with it.
There are 2 types of viruses, DNA like chickenpox and smallpox,
and RNA like Ebola and influenza.
John Baker sent out an email to all the animation students saying, hey, I got contacted by these people that I know at Southeast Missouri University, and that they're holding a film festival called Faultline, and the submission deadline is this, and it coincided with like us finishing our project, and we're like, well, we just kind of went crazy because our project was actually slated for like 45 seconds and we did 2 minutes. So we were like, we got to submit this. We got to submit it. And so we did, and we actually won something.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Completely unexpected, but very happy.
Every year, we bring in a guest speaker for the festival to put on a master class and also to speak at our awards ceremony. This year, we were lucky enough to have Sam Park from Monsterverse Entertainment come out to speak to our students.
What he brought to us this year was the whole world of science fiction and horror, the horror industry, and that's a lot of fun. He grew up in a little town south of here, down in Malden, and how he went from Malden, Missouri to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, because he went to school here at this university, and then how he eventually ended up in Los Angeles and has been quite successful in this industry. So he was talking to the students about his journey, and what he brought to the students this time is talking to them about how to make those connections, and as they are embarking on their careers.
Being from SEMO, it's awesome because I was like, oh my gosh, I know them. Hey, I go have class with that actor. Hey, I know that filmmaker. So I think it's rewarding for everyone to get to see all of the work done. And there's such a broad range of the films presented. And I think it's just great to see that here in the Midwest, we can still do this kind of quality work. And it's great, because I fully expect to see these filmmakers moving on to great heights.
I think in the future, this festival is going to see growth in how many different universities start getting involved. I think that's where this festival is going. We'll get more and more outside universities entering. I think at some point the festival could even grow to more than a one-day event. So we're hoping that we just keep expanding and growing this thing as the years go on.
What I'm really happy about is that it has had steady growth. It's not been meteoric, that it's going to burn out. And the hope is that we become a preeminent student short film festival in the nation, that we have people coming in from all over the place, and that we continue to attract bigger and better quality films from a larger, more diverse group of people, students. I can't wait until we're celebrating our 10th and our 15th and our 20th anniversary. A long-lasting staying power, that's a goal.
I was having pain in my hip.
He probably went through about 2 years of pain thinking, oh, it's going to go away, but it didn't.
I decided to go to Southeast Health. After my surgery, I come out pain-free. I don't know how else to say it, the pain's gone.
It has made a huge difference. It has just been a 100% turnaround for him. He's just back to his old self again.
I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. You're not going to find any better facility, and you're not going to find any better doctors or staff members either. Everyone that's been through treatment has a rock there in that garden. I said, in this place, find care, compassion, hope, healing, and love. It's obvious that they care. I can't praise them enough. I'm their biggest fan.
My name is Shadi Rambo. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I live in Jeddah city. It's located in the western region of Saudi Arabia. It's considered the second largest city in Saudi Arabia. I'm married. I have 2 kids, 4 years daughter and 2 years son. Why did I choose United States? Even though when I got my scholarship, there are different choices besides the United States. For example, United Kingdom, Australia and Canada, Japan and others. I chose United States because there are different choices, many choices, different majors. And the fact is that there are more than 5,000 universities over here. So that's why I've chose United States. Choosing SEMO because of the major technology management is really relevant to my undergrad and my work experience. And one more thing is that SEMO has my wife major, which is a master in biology. So that's why we chose Southeast Missouri State. What did I like about Cape Girardeau? It's small, quiet, peaceful city. When it comes to small city, the longest distance that I can reach it within 5 to 7 minutes. And quiet city because it's not crowded city, the traffic is smooth, and most importantly about Cape Girardeau, that it has a lot of facilities that required facility actually, like supermarkets, big supermarkets, and there's 2 big hospitals which provide a high quality as well as a convenient care for patients. In education between the United States and Saudi Arabia, well, the learning environment is totally different in many aspects. For example, if we talk about the teaching style, in the United States, they're focusing on the student, which known as the student center, where the participation, discussion, involvement between student and instructor is the most important. However, in Saudi Arabia, they focus on the instructor, as known as the teacher-centered style, which is basically lecturing, and the student just sit and listen to the lecture. In the United States, the student have in many classes, the student have the access to the internet. So if there is a topic that they have to look at it, they can immediately search, look directly to get, because they have an access to the internet. However, in Saudi Arabia, the student doesn't have an access when he is in the class, or he or she in the class. They don't have an access to the internet. Here in the United States, they are using the model where the student can get back to the model and check if there is an assignment due, or what have been done in the class that they have to do it again, or the PowerPoint that have been used in the class. In Saudi Arabia, they don't have the model. There are many different aspects and factors between the culture in Saudi Arabia and the United States. However, I'm going to talk about the clothes. For example, our traditional and custom clothes is basically called thawb and shimag, and it's available in red and white color, and rigab. That's what I'm wearing right now. We use the thawb in the official places if we want to go to works or school too. However, women does not have a different clothes or special clothes, except they have, as a Muslim country, they have to wear hijab. Well, the second point that I'm going to talk about in tradition is the food. In Saudi Arabia, there's many different tradition food. However, the most popular dish is it should contain a rice, and we usually eat the rice with meat such as beef, camel, lamb, or chicken, rice with a chicken, and which basically it's known as a kabsa. And also there's sometime we eat the rice with the fish. However, in the United States, the fast food is the most popular, and the barbecue for sure. By the way, the burger here in the United States is very tasty, which is and there is a lot of restaurants, or many restaurants that make a delicious burger. In Saudi Arabia, they love to drink the chai, which is a tea, and the Arabic coffee. The Arabic coffee is the most popular, and it's totally different than the black coffee that they drink here in the United States. The color is different, the taste even different, and we usually serve it with the dessert or dates. And here I'm going to show you the technique of pouring a coffee. You have to hold this one with the left hand and the glass, what they call it the finjan, with the right hand. And now you can see that the color is different, and if you taste it, it's totally different. This is the dates that we serve it with. As I mentioned, that we usually serve it with the date or dessert. How do I spend my weekdays? Most of my weekdays will start going to the library in the morning, study, because my kid's gonna be in the daycare, and my wife, her classes mostly start in the morning. So I usually go to the library to study. Well, actually my weekend starts on Friday, as I don't have any classes in Friday. However, Friday will be a special day for my wife. Usually I will hang out with her, going to movie theater, having lunch. So it will be a specific day for my wife. And then on Saturday morning, I'll get my kid, go to the mall, or go to the park to play in the playground. That's depend if the weather is nice or not. Usually during the night, even either on Saturday or Friday, I'll go with my friend playing cards, soccer, and smoking hookah. That's all about my weekend.
The works that we bring to the museum typically are works that have an educational component to the university as well as the community.
A lot of installation artists, as this one did, bring their whole show with them and create the experience on site. I think that's extraordinarily ambitious, and I'm kind of interested to see the amount of different influences, the number of different influences she incorporates, everything.
I think the exhibit is great. It reminds me of going to the zoo, and something that you'd see when you're looking at the sharks and the fish. I think kids will love it with all the colors and all the different textures. It's very creative.
I grew up in southern Utah, and there are wonderful sandstone canyons and washes in southern Utah, and walking through the middle of this exhibit gives me that same feeling. It's interesting to see simple, ordinary materials, plastic, paper, inkjet printing, turned into something spectacular.
It's really cool and huge, and who doesn't like really big, cool things?
You know, I think people will definitely enjoy the exhibition when they come to see it. It's something that you normally would see at in a larger city, in a larger museum, because it's so time-consuming to create one of these installations. We're fortunate to have the work up until January 25th of 2015. So if people haven't seen it, they should definitely come by the museum to look at this installation.
This is your beginning. The entire world is before you. Every opportunity is yours. Make the most of it.
So you've been admitted to Southeast. This is your next step. You don't want to miss this. Sign up for First Step today.
And cut.
Thanks for watching River Tales.